Hey guys, it's Inkpen here, and I have a Metronome battle against my good friend RageQuit. So, we all have the same 6 pokes. They're all hacked, obviously, and all that they know is Metronome, so it's just the luck of the draw as far as moves go. So, I have my 3 Stooges at first, and he is a Togekiss bird, and he U-turns right off the bat, and that's 4 times effective, because I'm Psychic Grass, and I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. What a goddamn start for you. He even gets a crit on it, too. Amazingly, it doesn't kill me, but, you know, nonetheless. So he goes to his own 3 Stooges. I think they look like coconuts or something. And I am taking in Light. And that's kind of cool. And he withdraws and goes back to his Togekiss. I don't know why, but whatever. That's just what he does. And I use Solar Beam. I thought that, you know, because I was taking in Light that it would be a Solar Beam, but I wasn't really sure. He gets a Bone Club, and that doesn't really do much, and I don't really know what that is, but that's okay. I've never heard of some of these moves. Silver Wind, and it doesn't do hardly anything. I think that's a bug move, and there you go. He gets an Aura Sphere. Of course, Togekiss can learn that usually, so it's kind of funny that he actually got a move that he can usually learn. And now I'm down to only about 20 hit points, and here's where it gets interesting. I get an Ice Ball. And I was like, oh man, that's going to kill you. And then it did almost nothing. I was like, damn. But he gets Frustration, and because he's max friendliness, I guess. I don't know. It only does 1 hit point of damage. I think that's how that works. And now he gets a Sleep Powder, and that misses, and I'm like, ha, bitch, now I can just Ice Ball you. And Ice Ball gains power every turn. At least that's my understanding of it. And so I'm able to kill the Togekiss, and that's pretty sweet. And he brings in his own 3 Stooges, and I'm thinking, okay, well, Ice Ball goes every turn, and it's going to be super effective, so that's pretty beast. Unfortunately, he gets a Stockpile, so, you know, raises his special defense and his defense. I don't know what Ice Ball is. I would predict that it's special attack, but I don't really know. So I get 2 Ice Balls off, and the Stooges die. So that's pretty cool. And it's just a speed tie as to why he went first the first time and then I went first the second time. In comes the Happy Feet, and I don't really want to stay around. That penguin looks really menacing to me. So I go to my my Togekiss, and he gets an Aqua Ring, and that's basically leftovers, like just in a move instead of having to carry it. So I get a nice Night Slash off, and I get a critical hit too, and it does hardly anything. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Is that Piplup really that bulky? And he's like, yeah, man, and he just slaps me, and off goes my Light Ball. But the next turn I get Giga Impact, and that's pretty friggin' sweet, because it's a 150 power move with stab that's like ridiculous amounts of attack and such. So he gets a Wing Attack, and it doesn't do hardly anything, and I must recharge now because I used Giga Impact. And he gets Aqua Tail, or Poison Tail. And it doesn't really do much, but, you know, it's still kind of a cool move. Now I get a Bite Off, and he flinches, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's right, you flinched. And now I get an Avalanche, and that's doesn't really do much because it's not very effective, because it's ice versus water. And he gets a Sleep Powder, and the Sleep Powder hits, and I'm like, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Now I'm asleep. So now I'm thinking about switching out, but I just stay in because I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to let this thing wake up, and, you know, it'll just be what it'll be. So he gets Payback, and that's does like 50 HP of damage, and he's getting Aqua Ring / Lefty's Recovery every turn. And gets an Earthquake. It's a pretty beast attack, but unfortunately I'm flying, so sucks to be you. And now this turn, he gets a Crush Claw, but it misses, thank God, because I'm still freaking asleep. Finally, I wake up, and finally I'm able to use a Fury Cutter, but then I'm like, oh wow, that's only like 10 power, so it's like, that's bullshit. He gets a Curse Up, and that's really stupid, because now he has higher defense and attack, so... now I do my Energy Ball, and that's super effective. I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's right. I just got an Energy Ball in your water. Fuck you. And so the Piplup faints, not dies, because that'd be really sad if a penguin died. So his Marijuana comes in, and I'm like, dude, that's illegal. And I just try to bide. And he's like, yeah, dude, I know, but I'm still gonna Crush Grip you. And that's not too big of a deal. It did hardly any damage, and I just decided that I'm going to keep storing up energy. But unfortunately, next turn he gets a spore, and I go to sleep, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You put me to sleep once, and then here again you get spore and put me to sleep again. That's bullshit. And then right after he gets a horn drill, I'm like, are you kidding me? What is your moveset, like spore horn drill? Fuck you. So, whatever. That is what it is. He gets a one-hit KO, and that's bullshit, but whatever. Go back to my coconuts, and they decide that they're going to sunny day it up, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's right. I think I have chlorophyll, and now my speed's doubled, I think. And he just hardens, and I'm like, dude, do you have a boner? Is that what's going on? And so the sunlight is still shining, and now this turn I get a bubble beam. I'm like, thanks, guys. That's really helpful. Like, a bubble beam against this guy? No, come on. Give me something like fire or something. So he gets a sonic boom, and I think that move does 20 HP of damage every turn, and I had exactly 19, so I was like, come on, that's bullshit. And go to my Porygon Z, because he's gay, and he gets a low kick, and I'm like, what? What? Are you just getting super effective moves on everything? And it didn't do too much damage, which is good, and, whatever. It is super effective, though, because it's fighting versus normal. He gets a toxic, and it misses. I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's right, that's right. And I just fake tears. I'm just going to cry at you. So his special defense is drastically lowered, and his defense is up, so it's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Icy Wind, and I evade, and I'm like, yeah, bitch. And I get a Bullet Punch. That's so funny, because, Metronome is the actual move, so that goes second, but Bullet Punch is, like, priority, so I just laughed when that happened. Unfortunately, I did not laugh when that happened, and I got guillotined, and that means that I'm going to die by the French. And, so the marijuana killed me, and that's shocking because, I don't know. Anyway, so I go to my nigger, and he's like, okay, bro, I'm going to pound you. And so that's what I do, and it pounds. It doesn't do too much damage, though. And he gets an Ice Fang. I'm like, what? What? Seriously? Your friggin' marijuana is raping my asshole. And Ice is 4 times effective against me. That's why it was such a big deal. And Revenge doesn't do hardly anything. Big whoop-de-doo. He gets spit up and can't be anorexic because he's smoking weed, I guess. And I get a Toxic, and that doesn't affect him because he's Toxic Grass, I believe. And he gets a Dream Eater, but unfortunately I'm not asleep. You need need to use your Spore, dude. Come on, use your Spore, and then you can Dream Eat me. I just Grudge, then that doesn't really do much. It just gets rid of PP, and Mud Slap misses, and that's not a big deal. I get a Shadow Ball now, and that does some pretty hefty damage, and it's able to finish the thing off. So that's pretty cool, and my Rayquaza is still tooting around, and in comes a Porygon Z, and I decide that I'm just going to knock you off, and down goes the GB sounds. So he decides, okay, yeah, well, you can do that, and I'm going to Doom Desire. And I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? What is that? I'm just going to Mega Punch you. And I was like, ooh, Mega Punch, that's fighting, right? And then I was like, what? It's not? It's normal? That's stupid. So, yep, Mega Punch is normal, and I think Mega Kick is normal, and that's pretty stupid, but whatever. He gets a Swift, does pretty hefty damage, down to 146 HP, but I don't care, because I just get a Sludge Bomb, and I try to poison the thing, but it doesn't get poisoned, but it does some damage, so. Rapid Spin gets rid of my non-existent Stealth Rocks, and the Doom Desire attack misses there, which was, that was epic. And he decides to defog, or I decide to defog, I think, and he decides to string shot me because he wants to come all over me. So my speed is lowered, and it's not a big deal because whatever. He minimizes, and his evasiveness goes up, and I'm like, dude, that's an illegal move. Don't have that on your moveset. What are you doing? And so the Seed Bomb comes, and I thought it would finish it, but incredibly it doesn't, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he gets another Horn Drill, and I'm like, what? That better not hit, and luckily it doesn't, but I was like, if that hits, that's complete bullshit, because that's 30% times 30% times 30%, because he got 2 of them earlier. So now it's his nigger versus my nigger, and he uses Whirlpool and traps me. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm trapped in water, that's a big deal. And so I decide to use my own Metronome, and I use my own Meteor Mash, and I'm like, ha, bitch, take that Steel Punch to the face. And so it does, like, I don't know, about a third damage, not too big of a deal for him. And he goes again this turn, so wins the speed tie again, and he tries to flatter me, and that's okay, because my special attack raises. Unfortunately, I get confused, but, that's kind of the luck of the draw, I guess. I do hit myself, and I do 47 HP of damage or so. And now he tries to encore that, but nothing happens, so whatever. Anyway, I use Metronome, knock off his whatever Safari Ball. That's what he has. Okay, and get hurt by Whirlpool, and Whirlpool actually kills me. So shocking. Go to my marijuana, my Oddish, sorry, and he uses Octazuka, I guess is what it is, Octazuka. I've never had to pronounce that. I tried to pursue him, but he didn't want to switch out, and I was like, what? Why didn't you want to switch out? I'm an Oddish. And he uses an Arrow Blast, and that's super effective, and that sucks. I was like, oh man, that really blows. So taking a lot of damage, and unfortunately I die, and my marijuana gets all smoked up. So now I think this is my last guy, my Piplup, and he uses Tail Whip, and I'm like, oh man, right off the bat my defense is lowered. What can I do? And then I'm like, okay, I'll just extra sensor you. That's right, you're getting stretched and pulled every which way, just like a penis. And he uses Metronome again, and uses Odor Sleuth, and now he can see me, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know for him. And I get a Fire Blast. My Piplup, I swear to God, is just, it's absolute ownage. Like, I get a Fire Blast, you gotta be kidding me. That's awesome. And he decides to spit up, but he's not anorexic either, so he can't do anything. And I get a Surf. I get a Stab attack. You've got to be kidding me. So both of them are not very effective, but still, nonetheless, it's pretty cool. And he gets a Light Screen up, and I'm like, dude, come on, you're killing my special attack here. And I was like, whatever, I'll just slack off because I feel like it. I'm tired and whatever. He gets a Dragon Pulse and it's Stab, and I'm like, oh man, that's probably it. I'm probably going to get KO'd, or if not, very close. Incredibly, I live with about a third HP, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's right, take an Ice Shard. And so I get an Ice Shard, 4 times effective. How awesome is that? And he gets way down there. I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Am I really not going to live this? He gets a Magma Storm. Not very effective, but I was like, oh, that's probably going to kill me, and if it doesn't, it's probably going to kill me in like a turn or two because of the trapping effect. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Come on, Piplup, don't just splash around and slack off. Do something. Actually do something. So, down to 30 HP, I can do almost nothing, and he just tries to Perish Song, I guess, because he wants to kill me in 3 turns in case Magma Storm doesn't. And I get an egg Bomb right there, and I'm like, yes, that's right. Piplup just KO'd a Rayquaza, bitches. And so that's the game. So catch you later. Peace.